What's up guys, WarGeek here with another video, and today is going to be our first item breakdown. Now today we will be spotlighting the Cold War era WZ-67 Polish Air Force helmet. Now this Cold War era standard issue WZ-67 Polish combat helmet, which you'll usually see in the Army, which is the most common, and even not as common, but more common than this, the Navy paint schemes with the Army and Navy symbols on the front here. Now, as I said before, this one is adorned with the rare Polish Air Force paint scheme. Now, this is the third model of the Polish steel combat helmet, as the WZ-31 came before that, first issued in 1936. And then in a short time between the end of World War II and before 1950, the Polish Armed Forces were making use of the Soviet SSH-40 helmets. In 1950 is when the Polish government introduced the WZ-31/50, which was essentially the WZ-31. In fact, they used the exact same shell. However, they introduced a new liner, and this particular model was used until the 1980s. In 1967, the helmet that you're looking at now, the WZ-67, was first introduced and was used through the end of the Cold War. After that, we had the WZ-67-75, which was first issued in 1975, which was the exact same shell as the WZ-67. However, it was issued with a new, more modern and more comfortable liner. And to end off this quick timeline here for you, the helmet directly following that was the WZ-93, which was the first official Kevlar helmet of the Polish Armed Forces. Now, this helmet, this particular steel helmet, this model is still used throughout the world, mainly in the Middle East. One particular country that I could find photographs of using this helmet is Egypt. However, I'm sure there are several other countries in the Middle East that still use this helmet, as well as we all know that a lot of what is used in the Middle Eastern conflicts are essentially just the surplus of the other major first world countries. So going back to what this helmet exactly is, this is the Polish WZ-67, as I said before. However, it's painted in the Air Force color scheme. Now, this is rarer than the other two because there's actually really no record of who specifically this was issued to or where. The place that I bought this one was the Coleman's Surplus, and as far as I'm aware, there's no other company, surplus company or individual that sells these helmets. So it's my understanding that Coleman's Surplus got an exclusive deal with whoever had this stock of Polish Air Force helmets and is now selling it on their website. So their guess, along with what my guess probably is that these were most likely issued to sentry troops or guards around airfields and other Polish Air Force facilities. I can't really think of another use that these might have seen. However, if you guys have a better thought, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Now, taking a look at the liner here on the inside. Please excuse that sound there. You can see the chin strap here has that holder right there. And taking a look in the side here, you can see that we have the foam pad at the top for comfort, for the very crown of your head. And this particular helmet is special because you can see that this helmet was actually used by, if I remember correctly, approximately 3 or 4 different people. Let's see here, if I can turn it around. You can see one name here, P-A-C-Z-E-K, and I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I'll just embarrass myself. Another one you'll see here is M-A-Z-A-K. And I believe you might see that over here as well. Here you have a different name here. I can't really read it all that well. Yeah, I can't. It ends in an EOZ, and the last name is HATO. It's dated 05/06. Not really sure if that actually is a date or not. And then I believe you have what is the numbers of that soldier there. So as you can see, this helmet was used by several people, which gives it a lot of character. I really like personalized items like this that has all the different names and numbers inside the liner here. Makes this helmet truly a one-of-a-kind piece. Now this particular helmet, as are all the WZ67s, I'm not sure if you can see it in here. You can kind of see it in there. Are stamped with an ink stamp right there inside the front of the shell. And you can see the particular maker year on this one is 1975. If you can't make out the maker there, I'll add a picture right now. And I'll read it out to you now. It's marked H844/11 1975 09-SG. Now, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what all of those maker marks mean. However, 1975 is quite obviously the year of production for this helmet. Alright guys, so I noticed while editing this video that I actually left out some details pertaining to the liner of this helmet. So let me cover that for you real quick. So going back to the liner here, you can see usually on these helmets, and this goes for any WZ67, you'll be able to find the liner size stamped on the inside of the liner, usually positioned toward the front of the helmet. However, it could be anywhere on the helmet depending on how your liner was positioned in the helmet. Now you can see here on mine, if I zoom in a little bit, mine is stamped 58. And that shows that my liner is a 58 centimeter liner. Now, going to the inside here, you'll be able to spot a stamp on the inside here. And that is the production run of this particular liner. And the year of production being 1975, which tells you that it's the same year of production as the shell and probably the same year of assembly. Now, one flap over, hopefully you can see this here, you'll see some stamps, and it's kind of hard to see there, and those are just general production stamps, or they could also be approval stamps. I couldn't really tell you. But, there you have it. That is all the details pertaining to WZ67 liners. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Now, you can also see storage damage as well from being stacked for a prolonged period of time. You can see the ring all the way around the outside of the helmet here, where the liner of the helmet sitting on top of it was. And if you take a look at the inside of this helmet, you'll see a blue line all the way around the ring of the liner, which tells you that this was probably stored in a warm and possibly humid place. And so from being stacked for so long, the paint stuck to the leather liners as they were stacked on top of each other. Now, I purposely chose to make a video on this one particular helmet. It's not particularly valuable. It's not particularly specially collected. However, I feel that it is relatively rare. There's only one seller I know of that is selling these currently and ever has sold them. So even though they might not demand much monetarily, this is a particularly interesting and different piece that at the moment has no specific website post or online forum post, YouTube video, anything out there that if there's another collector can just go to and automatically have the answer. So I'm hoping that this can give you the answers here if you can call what I have answers. As I've explained, nobody knows exactly who these were issued to, but we have a very, very good guess. So that really about does it for this video. This was just a quick highlight of this interesting helmet that I have in my collection. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, and when you're in that area, hit the subscription button and the notification bell. I'll have a lot more content like this coming out in the near future, so stay tuned for that. See you guys next time. Bye.